Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the 2026 U.S. Kubb National Championship. We're back here on Sunday morning in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We have the last of the group play here in our quarter. You'll see here on the pitch we have Ragnarok and Shadow Pack getting ready to get started here in the third match here in the group. As kind of talked about at the beginning of the last, or the end of the last match that was on YouTube, we don't have any usable footage from our time with playing the Chaska team. Chaska ended up winning our whole group here and going to the cage. We played them in a best of 3 format and went to 3 games and ultimately lost to them. That footage was lost out there, not saved to the SD card. Couldn't find it on the social media pages. So we're going to go right to our Ragnarok match here. Ragnaroks are the brothers Lars and Jens Arneson and Bob Hickes from Pennsylvania. So Bob's played on Team Kubb for many years. He's also played some of the East Coast guys this year, playing as the third on Ragnarok here. And both teams getting ready to go. You'll notice the Shadow Pack, we've got the 3 different uniforms. I'm wearing a blue, Matt's in a teal, Ethan's in a purple color. Those are kind of our 3 colors here. Bob wins the toss. A little discussion here before we get going, trying to figure out, is it going to be side? Is it going to be who's going first? Typically, these types of things, our main decision is to always throw first. So you can go 2 for 2 to start a match. You're in a much better statistical advantage to your opponents. And if you, in a best of 3 format, get to go first in the first and third games, I think that's enough of an advantage here. So Ragnarok 1 decided they were going to throw first. We're going to take the far side in game 1 and 3. Bob's going to start them off 1 for 1. Nice strong start there. Lars is going to be their second tosser of the baton here. He's got that more straightforward kind of dart ball type of approach there. And they go 2 for 2. Didn't take long for Ethan to get that jersey off. First time today we see him go shirtless. And a nice little 2 pile out there. Looks like I'm going to step down the line about halfway, give myself a little bit of a side angle here, try to get them both down with 1. And our 4 baton return here early in game 1. Got them both there. Nicely. Turn the batons over to our 8-meter guys. Ethan's going to step in there first with 2 batons in hand. Gets the first. And bounces the second one over. His approach this day, who's had a lot of batons that were kind of short, and then you kind of rely on the bounce in. Matt goes 1 for 1. We go +2, tie it back up here. So you'll see sometimes with those batons with Ethan, they will slide straight back and take out the Kubb. Sometimes they'll catch and bounce over, like you saw baton number 2 from him there. So +2, we got 4 in play. Take a look at Lars drilling here. Has them lined up along the side. So it looks like it might be a little close here. We're going to take a look here and see what we got. That one looks to be out that way. And out that way. And that one's out as well. 2 rethrows. So look to have it kind of nicely lined up. Now he has a gap there in between. Got to be careful on these rethrows, and he's going to keep it out there a little to the left. Play a little, not as aggressive. He'll have those 2 standing right next to each other, and then potentially 2 along the sidelines here. So 4 Kubbs. Hopeful you might get, that's going to take at least 2 batons if you're Shadow Pack. low chance that they get it all in one. See, he gets just that first one there. Bob's going to go take a look here, trying to see how it lines up. You could go a little bit off to our left here, try to clip those two and push that white one into the other white one. He's gonna just try to go to the right face of that second Kubb there, and he doesn't miss it by much, but it just kind of clips that one straight back. And now 2 batons in, and we've got only 2 Kubbs down. There's a double opportunity, but it's not a high percentage double opportunity. Yeah, and that was just the baton's a little short. See Bob's reaction there. Lars is going to try to come in and see if he can clear these out. And he gets just one. So far we're 4 batons in, and we've only got the 3 down. So Jen's going to have to step up right away and get into some high pressure clears. Oh, nice runner there. Long distance runner. Got it in between the 2 baselines there. But a good attempt to get that field to baseline double. And +1. So, pushes it to 5 in play. Take a look at what Ethan can do here. It's going to be forced towards the pin there. That one, too, might be forced into the pin or towards that area there. That one's going to be short. 3 of them potentially in. 4. So, got that one for sure. 1 rethrow. Ooh, that one went up and over and lands right in there. And they'll all be good. Okay, all 5 white up here. See what I can do with a blast. Looks like an opportunity maybe get them all with 1. Oh, don't get all with 1. Let's see what happens. Just kind of impacts and dies there. Leave 2. And just get 1. That one also kind of made contact and stopped. No carry through with the baton. Kubb doesn't collide with the other Kubb, so we're going to have 1 left. Matt clears that one up. Opportunity to go baseline clear for perfect here. Great rotation, just a little to the left. His left, our right. See what Ethan can do here now. Clips down the first one. 1 baton remaining here. Ooh, that one just by to our right as well. So, 6 in play now. 2 baselines on each. Oop, that one's going to stay out to the left there. I wondered why that circle, that little magnified circle, was a little bigger than last round. Got 1 left out to the left there. 1 that might not make it across. That one closest to us might be short. That one might be short. So we're going to have some rethrows. Ooh, that one unlucky there. It kind of bounces back. So he's got 4 out there. Isolated. He's going to try to group that one out with that one over there. He's going to 2 out over there. So going to have a kind of a group of 3 to the left a little bit, and then these all. Yeah, so we got a group of 3, a group of 2, a group of 1. If you got some skill here, you might be able to get out of this in 3. Oh, just tough luck. Pushes that first one through the hole. The baton doesn't take out another, so now he's got offensive 3 behind a single 1, and then 1 behind. So it's in a position if you could get out of this in 3, could be in red zone. Now we're looking at how many batons it's going to take, and he wipes out that whole right side. Watch this baton here as it makes contact with that front diamond-shaped Kubb, and then the baton will whip around and take out the other 2. So, red zone potential still. So there's still 4. Oh, can't get the double. So if you could get a double of some kind, you could be looking at a red zone opportunity here. It needs a lot to happen for that to be possible. Ooh, kick saved by me there. Baton coming in hot, was able to kick it away with my shoe before it made contact with my midsection. 2 batons remaining, 2 baseline remaining. How much pressure can they put on here? Ooh, he wanted that one, snuck just by. And Bob will have the last baton here for Ragnarok. That one's just to the right as well. So +0, real opportunity for Shadow Pack to get ahead or potentially win this here with 6 in play in game 1. Stands that one right up against the pin and it falls over. 1 short so far. 3 lined up fairly nicely there against the side. Maybe 2 short, for sure 1. Just that 1, they're going to say. Ooh, that's a bit of a mistake. Bounces up and over. Will it stay in? Looks like it's in. I haven't seen them remove that as they're going to take a look at how to move these other ones. So you've got group of 5 up front, 1 kind of removed a little bit, but in close enough you might get some collateral damage. Either a baton or a Kubb flying around might be able to get more than just that group up front. See what I can do here. Oh, it looks like there I took out the whole right side, or the left side of on our side here, yes. Leaving 3 more. Can you go triple, triple? Bounce it. So bounce it short. Up and over gets 0. That's a big bummer. Still an opportunity here if he can get this triple to stay mathematically in it. Oh, leaves 1. Ooh, makes he wanted. It has a good run at the baseline, but it doesn't get it. Can't win this turn, but with a +2 can go baseline clear. What will Ethan do here? That one, it crashes out, but hits it. Hit the ground and bounce straight back into the baseline. And 1 baton remaining here. Gets that one perfect too. So +2. Shadow Pack feels pretty good about that, but it's also a bit of a wasted opportunity there. There's an opportunity for them to close it out, and they do not. So 8 in play now. What will Lars be able to group up here? Adjusting his grip. So what you saw there was a bit of a hiccup there with the camera. I think we had to switch over from a camera that was dying to a new camera and missed the clearing there. Lars and Bob able to clear the field, and Jens goes 2 for 2 to go baseline clear, 10 in play. New camera set up and ready to go now with some pressure, 10 in play here in game number 1. Looks like that one will be right on the line. That one's going to be short. It's going to be in along the line there. Could have a lot of stuff really close here. Another short one. He'll pick up the rest of the Kubbs and try to get the rest of these in there. Parks that one right in. So how many will need to be retossed? A few short ones. 3 short ones. Looks like on first glance everything else looks okay. Right up on top. Punches that one over. And right up on top again. So 2 up on top there. Really nice pile from Ethan. And a position here to close out game 1. So they're going to have a conversation here about how to best raise this Kubb. There is no neighbor rule in Eau Claire, so trying to figure out a way in which that Kubb can either come off the top of the Kubb it's resting on and drop down to the grass, whether it will choo-choo across to open spot, or whether they need to raise some Kubbs and create an opening for it to go down. Believe they got clarification, and we skipped ahead so you don't have to watch all of that Kubb raising. But all 10 in play here for me. Baton number 1, what can we do? Crashes into the right to the left side of that pile. See the blast here. Good contact. Takes out from our angle here at the whole far left side of that pile. And that one wasn't as satisfied with that one. It kind of came through and got a couple still standing. Matt's going to take care of one, and then there's another one hanging out back behind the pile there. Ethan knows he's going to get it. He's already getting ready for the king toss, and they get it. They win game 1. So some wild swings there. I wish we would have had camera footage of Ragnarok's turn there. They went, when it looked like their back was against the wall, knew that it was their last turn. Lars and Bob were able to clear the field to get Jen's 2 shots at 8 meter, and he goes +2 there, but just not enough. So game 2 will start here. Matt Green leading us off. Just misses to the left. Rotation seemed a little off there. It goes an 0-2 start for Shadow Pack. So Ragnarok with its 4 baton return. Bob gets the first one. Ooh, that one kind of stalled out and ended up landing short anyway. But you get Lars up here with his 1 baton. He gets it. And Jen's still with 1, looking to get some real damage here. He gets it, so they go 3 for 4. Really take control early of this game number 2. One for sure out. Potential for all 3 to be out. Looks like they might be, and they are. So got to be careful here early in game 2. And he will just put them out a little bit further into the field. Not too happy with that result, as those will kind of be spread out for me here. Looking at it, trying to get an opportunity to get this in 2, you're thinking, or 3. It gets it all in 1 here. Let's watch this again on a replay as it hits the ground there and then makes a nice little turn and allows us to get all 3. So 5 batons for the back row. How many can we get? That one is short, skips over. That one's short and skips left. 0 for 2 there. Making a funny observation there, getting Matt Green laughing. And now, how many can Matt get? There's one. Ooh, just missed to the left. So only sitting at +1. We've got 3 misses here on 8-meter. Make that 4. 1 for 4, or 1 for 5. 1 for 5 on 8-meter there. Ragnarok suddenly with a chance to close this out. And they'd pushed game 1 to 10 in play. They really had an opportunity where this could have been, if they could have won game 1, this would be an opportunity for them to close out a 2-0 win potentially. But now they're seeking this game here as a victory to push it to game 3. Some good opportunities. 3 there, and some collateral damage might get the other one. Oh, ends up getting 2, leaving 2, and gets those 2, and the baton almost kicks back into the baseline. So they're red zone +1 here. 4 batons from, and then they have a child. Just he realized he was in the pitch. I think we made a comment that we bribed that kid $20 to do that and walk on right as Bob's getting ready to throw. Good reset by him here. Will that affect him? No, not at all. Right through for the first one. Opportunity here to get Jens a shot at the king. Just over top, but Jens has got 2. Looking to close this out in Ragnarok's first turn with 6 batons. And he gets it. Clutch shot there. Now a shot at the king for a very quick game 2 victory here. And he does it, and he ties this match 1 game apiece. First game to Shadowpack, second game to Ragnarok. And it'll all come down to this, game number 3 for the match. So we'll skip ahead here to when that starts up. Ragnarok with the advantage of going first. They went first in game 1. They'll go first in game 3. They went 2 for 2 in game 1. Can they do the same here in game 3 and keep the pressure on Shadowpack? That's just over top. That one just sneaks by. So Shadowpack started 0 for 2 in game 2, and Ragnarok got 3 out of 4 on their return. So Shadowpack here with their 4 baton return. Can they match what Ragnarok did or get better than 3 for 4? That one is short. Skips by. He's going to give his baton to Matt and walk away in a bit of a disgust there. What can Matt Green do? He got the only 8-meter shot successfully in game 2 for Shadowpack and starts it off with 1 for 1. Oh, that one sneaks by. So 1 is all we got. Needing me to come through here. And I don't. I look good. Just snuck by. So only 1. So pretty cold here from Shadowpack at the 8-meter line. Ragnarok knowing they've kind of skated by. They got away with starting out 0 for 2. Only 1 in play. They're the first in the 6 baton round here. Chance to get a stranglehold on this match. Cleared in 1. 5 batons remaining for the 5 baselines. How many can they rack up? Bob going to go first again. He's been leading this team off a lot here on 8-meter shots. That one's over top. That one was all around it there. Looked like it kind of was going to go long, then hit next to it and kind of bounced over from left to right over top the coop. Doesn't get anything there. Jen's with his 2 now. That one's just short and goes over. That one's just left, so they're 0 for 4. Lars, the blaster, trying to get a bonus 8-meter here for his team. And he won't, so they go 0 for 6. So combined, both teams only with the 1 8-meter that was successful. In round of 1, I'm going to be throwing that in since I'll be trying to blast it down. Typically go a little bit further than just the halfway. Still want it to be a makeable shot, an easy shot, a decent distance that I practiced, but shorter distance either for the baton or the Kubb to get a double potential. Hits that really solid. Spins the Kubb out, doesn't really push it back. Hit it too right in the middle, not enough on top. But we are in red zone. That's just over top there. A little long. Good correction there. Gets that one. Ethan with 2 batons now. Rotation still a little off, not quite traveling the full distance. It's hitting right short before. A little bit better rotation there. He gets that one. I still have 1. The last one of our turn here. And I still can't hit anything. So a +2 round. Which is good. It's not what we're hoping for. So we've got 3 in play. That Kubb's going to kind of stay out there. Didn't really move left to right. Just kind of bounced. That one as well. Just kind of bounced, and that one went left. That one bounced back. So some unpredictability here for Lars with trying to get these Kubbs cut into the right spot. That one's going to go really right to left. We're going to have a bit of a fence. So there's 3 out there. Can Bob and Lars, the blasters, get this in less than 3? Great start by Bob. We'll see this. They're kind of standing side by side. That baton will hit just in front of that one, knock it over, and get the one next to it. So Lars with the cleanup duty this time gets that one. The shrapnel on the ground there, the baton and the Kubb kind of stopped his baton. He's trying to get a run with his baton to the back line, but it was stopped short with all the stuff in front, all the junk. So Jens will step up here looking to add some pressure. He gets a nice, true 8-meter shot to start out with, going 1 for 1 with that. That one lands just to the side as well. So Lars and Bob should each have 1 more baton each. Lars is just over top, so all of a sudden Ragnarok's missing long. Bob will step in here. He was going long last turn. Let's see how he does this time. Long again. So opportunity time for Shadow Pack to close this game out. It's like that. 1 will be out and potentially be his only rethrow. So we're going to have 2 groups of 2 here. The front 2 a little separated. Potential to start on our left there, right next to the pin, and try to get 3. Make this a 2 baton pile. Let's see what I decide here. Yep. Got those 3 first. 1 remaining there. Got the 1. Good push. Doesn't quite get it back there, but still has us in red zone. +1. Matt Green's going to step up here first. It's been the more consistent one of the two. That one's going to be short between Ethan and Matt so far. Matt's been a little more consistent. That one's by to the side. Matt's a little dejected there. Ethan with an opportunity to add a couple more as well. Shadow Pack way up so far. That one is short as well. So Ragnarok's been long on their 8 meter. Shadow Pack's been short. Who's going to be the ones to figure this out? That one is better. Rotation wasn't much better, but distance was perfect. He gets that one. And Lars continuing to have some issues here. Those are hitting and bouncing from right to left like a goofy cut when he's not trying to. He's trying to get a normal cut. He's either finding a bad spot in the grass. So see how much that one's running. That one's like a normal cut that went flying way out. That's what he's anticipating here. So with this cut is for it to hit and just kind of nicely, slowly go left to right. He's getting these huge cuts or cuts that are goofy when he's trying to do normal. So he's going to forsake those two at the post and try to group up around the pile that'll be out towards the middle. Those two by the pin would be close. Oh, there's going to be obstruction either way, so Ethan will raise towards the pin. And Matt's going to be looking at these three. How can we make these kind of be out on their own? So we've got two by the pin, the two white ones out by the middle, and a blue one in the vicinity. So is there an opportunity to get this in 2 batons? Lars is going to stay right at the pin here, right down the line. Can he get those first 2 cleared out? He does. Bob's going to take a look at the line of this one to see how far over he may need to go to get an opportunity. Jokingly says, I'll just hit the king. Get this over with. Takes a shot at the 3. It's a little off to the right, but that's okay. He gets the 2. You just don't want to take out the middle there. You want to make this 2 more batons at most, not 3 more. Ooh, nice run at a baseline with the baton after it took out the field, but no field the base double. So, 4 8 meters still to go. Jens has both of his batons. Bob has 1 baton here. He gets that. Lars has used both of his batons to help clear the field. So 2 more for Jens with the opportunity to potentially get a +3 round and really put the pressure on to tie this game back up. First one's very pretty, but it's just to the left. Just misses. That one hits. So they do add, and it'll be slightly behind. There's 2 baseline remaining for them to get, 1 for Shadow Pack to get, so we're up to 7 in play. So we'll see here what Ethan can do. Starting to line those up right across the sideline and the midline. It's going to have 1 retoss here. Not a lot of space. Tucks it right in there. And an opportunity here for me to help close this out with some solid blasting. Got a nice front face blue right there to hit, knock straight back into it. What can I do? Missed my spot, it looks like. He kind of got it off to, so let's look at this again. Looking for the blue. I think I slide right past it. You just missed it, but blow everything else up. So there's only 2 remaining. And I go right over top of everything. That's no good. Putting some pressure on my partner, Matt, here. There's a double there. But he's been throwing so many 8 meters. He's not used to these. And then that one takes out just the front. And now we need Ethan for a high pressure clear. So this has gone from potential to close out to needing a good clear. Gets that. And there's 1 baseline remaining. Gets that one. So great turn by Ethan there to get the last field and the last baseline. but still come out of that feeling like a missed opportunity. There was 7 in play, get 5 with the first, 5 field cubes with the first blast, and then it takes 3 batons, 4 batons to get the rest of them. The other 2. Lars really trying to figure out this side. As you can see, mixed results. Some of these are staying out to the left. Some of these are moving to where he wants. He's got some space between the baseline or the midline and the cubes, but that's going to be hard to get them to fit right in there. And some of these cubes are more horizontal. He's not happy with that retoss. Really bouncing on him. Are going to be more horizontal, so when they're stood up, they're going to be more spread apart. So they might look pretty close together on the ground, but when you start raising these, there's going to be some space. Now, a blaster like Lars, with the power he has, or with Bob, who can kind of have some master angles, he can kind of move up and down the line. Space isn't a killer. You would like to have them close together with Lars' power to punch through, but they do have the skills for a spaced out pile as well. So there's some action here. There's, nothing that's going to be easy, but something within their reach here to clear these out. It's like you got 2 or 3. It's hard to tell on that front one if it's that white one's down or if it's still standing there. It's like it's still standing. That one crashes through, but there's still 2 left with junk in the way. You can see there's junk in the way. We try to get both of these 2 down. Makes an awesome run at it, but it just doesn't get it. Good attempt there. You could tell with his body language he wanted that one. If he could have gotten that one, it would put him in a red zone. But a good clear, leaving Jens with an opportunity here to try to match Shadow Pack again and go baseline clear, just like they did in game number 1. In Shadow Pack's win in game 1, he was able to go 2 for 2 and push it to 10 in play. That one just misses. Wanted that one. See with his body language, he thought he had it. And same result with the second one. So, baseline clear for Shadow Pack, 8 in play. Expectation here is a victory. Let's see how their approach is. First 3 or 4 here from Ethan is mighty good. That one's going to spin out of bounds, but he's got a decent pile here right along the sideline and the stake. That one might stand and be a bit of a problem, but you have batons. 2 rethrows potentially. It looks like there's 2. Not a tremendous amount of to hit for him to crash his cubes into. Got to be a little careful. Yep, that one's going to bounce over, and that one looks like that's going to be out. Now, that's what he was looking to do with the first one. It just didn't have a lot of resistance when it got airborne. It went skipping right up over everything. So there's going to be a penalty. They're looking at this pile trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to raise this? How many batons is this going to be? How aggressive do we want to be? Do we want to put it behind the king? Do we want to put it as an 8 meter? It looks like Bob's counting paces behind the king, going to go right in the middle. Obviously, if they would leave that, that would be a good advantage line, but not like leaving it at the midline where you'd get a full 4 meter advantage. So I want to leave it too close in the event that they do clear this to make it so simple to clear out. Pretty decent start there. Not the bigger explosion we were hoping for. Kind of hits on the top of the cubes. 3 of them down. Looks like there's 4 still remaining. 2 groups of 2. Ooh, that one kind of hits the ground. And looks like just skied over top. Clipped 1, so he's lucky he got 1. There's 3. So we need some magic here by Matt. Got 1. Need a similar double from last time, and this time he gets it. So we got the 1 penalty and the king remaining for Ethan. Pressure clear here could deliver them a 3-game win. That one's airmailed over the top. And that one slides by. They're going to leave that penalty cube there. It'll become an advantage line for Ragnarok. So, well thought out by Bob. He went right over to the king and did those paces behind there. He knew that was going to be the play. Not a lot of communication or hesitation. Oh my goodness. Lars is getting such tough luck here as that one hits maybe the edge of his Kubb and goes way off to the left here. Hopefully that will be short and he gets to rethrow it. Otherwise, that was going to eat up a whole baton. He's got the magnify in the way, so it's hard to know if that one was picked up or not. But a tremendous opportunity to take this game and the match after a dominant game number 2. Almost stealing game number 1. Can they take game 3 here? Oh, that one itself is going to be a penalty, it looks like that. Yeah, he's really upset with that one. Got to reset for this one. That one hits and rolls back. He's going to have 2 penalties. Yep, that one's short. So these are going to set up. They're all pretty decent. They have an advantage line. They've got 2 penalties. Ethan's staking out a space over there near the sideline. Bob's already looking at the pile as far as some options for blasting. So is Jen's. It's like one's going to be about 2 meters back from the sideline, right out, or from the midline, right on the sideline, and one's going to be similar to what Bob did, maybe a little deeper. So you've got these 5 plus the 2 penalties plus the 2 baselines. So you're going from thinking this is a turn that they can win to can we escape without leaving our own baseline? If we can get this in 2, you'd be in position to go baseline clear. That one gets 3, which is good, but leaves you at 2, which is going to be awfully hard to get. So here's the replay of that one. Takes a little bit of the advantage line, not too much. And it just doesn't get it. Very close, good opportunity. Hits, he gets that kick of the tail of the baton out, and it doesn't clear it. So Lars is going to have to come in and clear this. Interesting, they don't really take a huge amount of that advantage line. They had a couple more meters they could go up on, but they don't. Takes out that one. That was interesting. I don't know why they wouldn't have taken out the middle one first to give an opportunity to a field to base double, but for whatever, Lars felt good about that one off to the left. Now that leaves Jen's. The other penalty clears that one, but you go from a turn in which you think you're going to win to, potentially best case scenario is +1. I mean, I think Shadow Pack takes that every day of the week. And that one hit and stayed right there. So they end up, no, did that go down? I think that did go down. Plus, no, there's one still there by Ethan's foot. So +0 from the advantage line. Now, these tosses from Ethan going to be interesting. There's going to be 2, 3, 4 rethrows. 2 for sure, 3 for sure, 4. So 4. And if you look, there's not a whole lot of a wall there or, a building to crash into here. It's got to be somewhat careful with these. Lands that one right next to it. That one might be short. That one's going to roll into the opening. That one roll behind it. But is that front one short? If that's short, then there's already a punishment left from last round, and there might be a new penalty or punishment, depending on your terminology, what you like to use for the other one. So they're going to say that throw bumped another one out. So we have a new rethrow, a new second rethrow here, or a second throw, which is a rethrow, which is in there and bumps one back. So now we're going to have to determine a few of these things here. Are these in? They're in, but we're saying that front blue one is in, maybe? They're having a discussion. Nope, they're going to throw that one out. They say that one's short, so that one will be a penalty, will be a punishment Kubb. Very well and expertly placed the first turn. Where are they going to put it this time? This time he likes something a little deeper, not necessarily another 8 meter, but a little bit short. So let's take a look at this pile. if you're doing the math here, we need to get this in 3. That one's it's okay, but it's gonna it's gonna crash out our right side here if we're looking at this pile on our right. But there's gonna be the front stuff and then one behind it. It's gonna be hard to get this in 2, which is gonna mean that you're gonna have to be highly efficient with everything else. Ooh, that wipes it all out there nicely. And a great pickup there. Getting it in 2 is huge. The last few rounds, we've been asking Matt Green to come in for cleanup duty. Now he has an opportunity with his 2 batons to get the punishments. That one he's able to get the holdover from last turn. And one more out there. 3 batons remaining for Shadow Pack. And that's an awesome pickup by Matt there. Takes the pressure off Ethan, who's had some pressure shots here the last couple of turns, and now Shadow Pack is victorious. Get out of there. Finally, some efficient batons from the front of the team there. I'm able to clear in 2, leave Matt for those punishments. He's able to clear those up, and we get out of it. Last few turns, we've been asking Matt to pick up some clears, Ethan to pick up some pressure clears. This time we're able to clear efficiently, win this match. It is the only match that we win in the Sunday group play. We won 3 games total, 1 match victory, which is good enough for 3rd place in our group, but not where we want to be to advance to the cage. So in our group, our pool play of the morning, it was Chaska who advanced. And that's it for what we have for our matches here. We thank you for watching, and I'll have some more matches from other tournaments to post shortly. We'll see you next time.